如果你在聆听时不需要频繁暂停，就能理解大意，那么你的英语积累在日常表达中是完全够用的。我们开始吧。
People say don't rest on your laurels, but nobody tells you what it feels like the moment you realize you already have. I want to take you back to a small ancient stadium where the air smelled like dust and sweat, and where the meaning of this strange phrase was born. Long before the words ended up in English textbooks, they came from a crown that didn't look like gold. It was just a ring of leaves. Soft. Green. Light enough to forget you were wearing it. But it carried a weight that could turn a champion into a statue. There was a young runner named Leandros. Fast legs. Big dreams. A heart that beat like a drum before a race. He ran for glory. He ran for honor. But most of all, he ran to prove to himself that he could be more than a boy from a forgotten village. The day of the big race arrived. The crowd roared as he stepped onto the dirt track. He felt fear. Then excitement. Then something stronger than both. When the race started, his feet moved like they were chasing the wind. The world around him blurred. His chest burned. His breath cut short. But he didn't stop. When he crossed the finish line, the stadium exploded in cheers. A judge placed the laurel crown on his head. The leaves brushed his forehead. It felt soft. Gentle. Almost harmless. But the truth hid inside that softness. The crown wasn't just a prize. It was a trap. For many days, Leandros walked through the town with his laurel crown resting on his hair. People bowed. Children stared. Travelers asked him to tell the story again and again. Each time he spoke, he added one more detail. One more bit of shine. And slowly, he began to love the glow more than the work that earned it. He stopped training. He slept late. He talked about the race more than he talked about the future. And every night, before closing his eyes, he touched the laurel crown as if it could whisper, "You have already done enough." One morning, a messenger arrived with news of a new race. A bigger one. A louder one. A race that could turn a champion into a legend. Leandros smiled, sure he would win again. After all, he had the crown. Wasn't that proof? When he stepped onto the track, something felt wrong. His legs felt heavy. His breath rose fast. The other runners looked sharp, strong, hungry. When the race began, they shot forward like arrows. Leandros tried to catch up, but his body refused to listen. The dirt under his feet felt sticky. His lungs burned. His chest tightened. He watched the others pull farther and farther ahead. The crowd didn't cheer this time. They watched in silence as he crossed the finish line long after the winner had already raised his hands in victory. Leandros dropped to his knees. The old laurel crown slid off his head and fell into the dust. He picked it up. It looked smaller than before. Fragile. Dry. The leaves cracked when he touched them. In that quiet moment, he understood the truth. Laurels were not meant to be pillows for resting. They were reminders of what you once fought for. They were symbols of old effort, not guarantees of future glory. And that is where the phrase came from. Resting on your laurels was never about resting. It was about forgetting. Forgetting the fire. Forgetting the work. Forgetting the climb that once felt impossible but somehow became real because you dared to try. Maybe you're watching this because you're learning English. Or maybe you're here because you felt this too. Maybe you once won something. Maybe you reached a goal you thought was out of reach. Maybe people praised you. Maybe you felt that warm glow that made you believe you didn't have to push as hard anymore. But here's the thing, laurel leaves dry fast. Pride fades. Old victories get dusty. And the world keeps moving, whether you keep up or not. So if you have a crown in your life, an old win, an old success, an old moment that makes you feel safe, don't let it become a soft place to sink into. Let it be a spark. Let it remind you that you did something hard once, and you can do something hard again. You don't have to toss your laurels away. Just don't rest on them. Because there is always another race. And the next crown is never made from the leaves of the last one.
作为一个母语非英语的人，能把故事听完，你的进步太大了。感谢你收看这个节目。如果你觉得这个节目对你有帮助，请给我一个点赞，或者留下评论，这对我很重要。我们下个视频见。